so far as we have discussed, so some of the kinds of these, I mean to say, organizations, and our today's lesson is statutory corporations. What are these statutory corporations? Let us want to see. These are such organizations or such corporations, public corporations, are created by a special statute of state or central governments. And these statutory corporations are brought into existence by a legislative act passed either in the state assembly, or if it is the national type of corporation, then in the parliament, by defining the sphere of the work and mode of the management. So that legislative act defines the scope of these statutory corporations, that what kind of work they can do, what is the jurisdiction of their work, and how this work is to be done, and how these statutory corporations are managed. So it is to be decided either by the state assembly in case of the statutory corporations of a particular state, or by the parliament in case of a statutory corporation of national level. So it is it has a separate legal entity created for specific purposes. This legislative corporation has a separate legal entity, and it is created for a specific purpose. It is not for a general purpose. When this goal is achieved, or its work is some specific work, its work is not general. For example, I can make you understand the structure of these statutory corporations by quoting some examples. In India, its examples are RBI, IDBI, IFCI. These are some of the examples of such statutory corporations. When we take the example of RBI, it is the banker of bankers. It has been brought into existence for a specific purpose, and much more specific purpose is that it issues the currency notes. It makes the rules and regulations of the bankers. It regulates the banking system of the country. So it is specific purpose. There is IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India. So it has a specific field. It has a particular field, that is the development of the industries. It provides loans, advances to the industries, industrial sector. So it is a specific field, industrial field. Again, there is IFCI, Industrial Financial Corporation of India. It is also having a specific field, that is the financing of the various institutions, or I mean to say various industries, various business establishments throughout the country. So these corporations have been brought into existence by a special statute, and acts have been passed into the parliament or into the state legislatures defining the nature of their work, the jurisdiction of their work, and the mode of management control of these corporations. Dear students, by discussing the meaning of these statutory corporations, we have arrived to the conclusion of some features of these statutory corporations. They have some features. For example, they have separate legal entity. This is one point. They have separate legal entity. Nothing can be added to these, or nobody can claim to be the part of these statutory corporations. They have their own name, they have their own existence, they have their own functioning, they have their own rules and regulations, so on and so forth. In that context, we can say that these are separate legal entities. And the second point is that government investment. As the case implies, we have already told that there is RBI. It is totally government owned statutory corporation. It is regulated, it is controlled, it is financed, whatever uh, uh, by the government. So in these, just like other statutory corporations, the investment is made by the government, and these corporations are for the purpose of the service of particular fields, and whatever the revenue is generated from those particular fields goes to the income of the government. Again, they have financial autonomy, means whatever the funds required, they can use without any difficulty. They are at the liberty to spend the funds, to allocate the funds, and whatever the funds are required, they are provided by the government. But there is no restrictions for the utilization or allocation or allotment of funds by these statutory corporations. They enjoy a liberty in this regard. Then fourth feature is that government management. They are totally managed by the government. Their employees, whether they are the lower level employees or the higher level employees, they are provided by the government, they are paid by the government, and they are responsible to the government. So it is control is fully in the hands of government. Number fifth feature is that is service motive. We see that there are the institutions or establishments or organizations whose aim is to make the profits out of their activities. But here we see that these statutory organizations have a service motive. They provide service to the various organizations, and those organizations provide service to the public. So directly or indirectly, they serve to the people, they serve to the society, they serve to the nation. Their motive, their goal, their aim is service. Number sixth point is independent recruitment of employees. These statutory corporations are independent to recruit their employees. They also have their own boards. They recruit their employees as per their needs themselves. They are autonomous bodies and they employ their employees themselves, although following the government regulations. Last point is seventh point, no government interference. In order to make the functions of these statutory corporations foolproof, there is no pressure from the government side. They are free from the government interference as in the case of other organizations. So that is why their functioning is total foolproof. They do their functioning at independent level. At then independent, these are independent so far as their functioning is concerned. Nobody interferes them, and the government is no exception. Although government has right to intervene somewhere in some organizations, but here the government does not interfere. They have left these organizations at their own liberty to do work freely without any pressure, without any confusion, mm, without any stress. My dear students, I think in today's lesson we have discussed the statutory corporations, their meaning and features. I think in today's lesson it is enough. Inshallah, see you into the next lesson. Till then, goodbye.